I'm Margaret Papillo, the Area Superintendent for the Northwest Learning Community, and you're watching FCS TV.
With the Fulton County Schools mobile app, your school district comes alive at the touch of a button. It allows you to easily connect to the Learning and Parent portal or navigate through current news and events. You can easily check out the latest updates with social media and quickly retrieve contact information for schools. You can also view a comprehensive calendar of events, get lunch schedules for your school, connect with the superintendent, and more. It's your school district available at your fingertips.
So I was raised in New York, all public schools. I went through the Long Island Westbury School District my whole entire life. And it was an amazing experience. There's so many diverse learners in public schools, and you get to just see so many different perspectives. So although there may have been academies and things I could have joined, the public school system is truly a genuine one that just it truly shows you the different facets of people that you will walk through in life. I love to be in nature. I love to read. I love to work out. So running is like a big athletic hobby for me. I have not participated in any 5Ks yet, but I anticipate in stepping up to that challenge. That seems like something that would be fun. I went to York College, a CUNY system school in New York City. It was great. It was very hard, having that reality shock of having a teacher who may not necessarily care, right? So almost even having to remind myself of that now as a teacher in the classroom. That although you like to care and be there for your students, you kind of have to do that hard stop and let them know that they have to be self-advocates. So as a college student, I went through a lot of experiences and just dealing with teachers on a very intimate level, just to see how I could really grow as my own. Well, there was just many hardships. As a college student, I was also a full-time employee at a corporate company. And a lot of teachers did not care that I just got off of work at 5 and there's lots of traffic, so I might get here at 6:15, not 6 on the dot, right? But they didn't care. I wanted to be an educator ever since I was in middle school, and I'll never forget it. I just had teachers who were there who were more than just teachers in the classroom for me. My parents worked very hard, so it was really hard for them to be there during my volleyball games, or my soccer games, or my dance shows, and I was very active, so they couldn't be there, but my teachers were. And there was something special about looking into the audience and seeing, oh my God, there goes my favorite teacher. She's there for me because I invited her, right? So that was really nice, just to know that there's people out there who are kind of like your extended family, and they're in school. Lesson plans is probably my favorite part of the job. Just knowing that I have to do something that I would want to sit through, right? I'm not gonna read you a 60-minute or go through a 90-minute lecture with you and you're bored. If I would be bored, I know you're going to be bored. So let's make sure this is interesting for the both of us. So just choosing texts that are relative to what is socially conscious for them is really interesting. So making sure it's engaging. We're getting up sometimes. You're going to do a presentation. Ms. Ojo may not say anything for the first 60 minutes of class. It's all you. So just being more student-centered is really my priority.
Fulton County Schools has received a new technology designation that recognizes its national leadership in student privacy protection and data security. Awarded by the Consortium for School Networking, the Trusted Learning Environment seal identifies school systems that demonstrate commitment to ensuring the privacy and security of student data. Only 7 school systems nationwide received the TLE seal during its inaugural year. Fulton County Schools, where students come first.
My name is Maisha, and this is Anaya, and we're doing our project on why you should stay in school and not drop out.
So in my class today, students were presenting their rhetorical appeals projects. They had to create their own advertisements, and they were to advertise using the 3 rhetorical classic appeals from Aristotle, ethos, pathos, and logos, and really just displaying each of them and using them and displaying how they would use it if they were to create their own ad. And we just, as an audience, evaluated, was it effective? Did you catch their logos, right? What was it? Was it effective? So those are the type of conversations that we were having around this assignment. Well, they were just very accountable in who they assigned to speak, right? So I didn't tell them who or how many people had to be there. Did everyone in the group have to be up here? What has to be talked about? I just gave a brief outline to share what it is, give me the brief points, conclude it, and things like that. But they really took on the accountability of maybe taking on a more powerful role in conveying the information accurately. Can you read your pathos for us one more time?
Okay, so for our pathos, it's a man with a rainy cloud over his head, and clouds are like, when it's a cloudy day, it's associated with being sad. So he has a constant cloud over his head, which shows him being depressed and sad.
Right. The first group stood out to me the most because those are the girls that I push to the next level. I like to tier my students based on their abilities. I've assessed them enough using data to just analyze how they are amongst their peers. And that first group is just an elite group. They were ready to go, first and ready. I always look for the volunteers, but they were the volunteers to start up and be ready. They also are just very clean and very neat and detailed in their approach. So that was nice to see. In that, it's just being more animated, belonging to it, really owning what they were doing up there would have maybe been a little bit better. Just that self-advocacy, like you have to sell this as if, you know, your pants were on fire, right? Who knows what you're gonna go into, whether you're going to be a doctor, an advertisement, or writer, you have to be able to present yourself and persuade your audience appropriately. So that's what it's all about. Being a student-centered teacher, I let them have the discussion. All I do is probe the question, but what if Trump is really saying that he's for this? Or what if Hillary is really saying this? So do you think, is it just the worst of the 2 evils, or are you truly choosing this person because you're passionate about what they also believe in? But just asking those questions instead of it being, well, I don't think this, because they'll sometimes ask me, but I always just say, I don't know, but I have a question, right? So instead of just being that teacher, I'm just more of a facilitator. And that's what I like to practice in the classroom when it comes to those hot topics. They wanted to know how I felt. My students always want to know how I feel about certain things. But Ms. Ojo, how do you feel? But I always like to tackle it with, it's really, you all are the heroes of your own time, right? So take, you know, it's not really about me, it's about you and what you can do as a member of this community. We went over the Willie Lynch letter. The Willie Lynch letter was a really fun letter to kind of really get their gears turning and cause a little controversy within themselves, asking, does this still exist now, right? Is this Willie Lynch letter even real, right? There's a lot of things and conversations about the true validity of this actual letter. And then on top of that, you know, all the things that are being addressed, are they still present in this day and age now? And what does that mean to you? Right, so those type of conversations, just really that self-evaluation is always a nice drop or two in conversations, just so people can be a little more reflective, because that's where the growth starts. It was almost, we had to agree to disagree, or just, you know, leave it where it may be and understand that all conversations may just go unfinished, and it's okay. So just having them understand that everyone's gonna have a different perspective, and we might not even be able to really finish, and maybe finishing is not even the goal. It's just being able to grapple with the ideas and the texts and passages that we go through.
There's something interesting happening at Cambridge High School. A new group of enrollees are now on campus, including birds, cats, rabbits, and more. Cambridge's new veterinarian program provides students a high-quality career pathway in the CTAE program. Whether animals are pets, livestock, or working animals, they matter to society, and the new program at Cambridge is an excellent pathway for students to become veterinarian professionals. Learn more by watching Leadership Matters, where Principal Ed Spurka talks about the program.
So if you look around this classroom, there's no windows in here, right? So I always tell them all negativity. If you're really negative in here, it'll bounce around the walls and it'll never leave because there's only one door, right? And it's usually closed. So what inspired this setting was just to create a realm of comfort, an atmosphere of comfort. Usually it's really dim in here while we read our books. It's like a little bedroom. And that's why I was really excited when a student told me that this room was her safe space. And that's what I want to create, a room where it's safe space. It might be hectic in the hallway during transition, but when you come in here, there'll be some nice music playing, just to get you relaxed and in the zone and ready to learn. So the atmosphere is really just calling on them to focus, to relax, and to be open to learning. Having the lights off, and I have my candle, my scented, it's usually vanilla. Well, that's a nice vanilla candle that's lit. It's really cool for the students to see something different. So they know something different is happening in this classroom. Not only that, it does calm them. We're having more vulnerable conversations in a living room type setting. We're just hanging out, we're just talking, be real, right? So that vulnerability is added with this atmosphere. So if you notice, the lights is really all about, there's an underlying theme on my border. It says, let your light shine. So it's really about letting their own light shine. So we'll dim this external light and really just let your internal light shine. And that's what that whole motion is about. Also on the walls, there's 5 red stars. Red is one of our school colors. And there's 5, because 5 stars is pretty much the rating. So it's 5-star work from Banneker students. So that's really the goal with that. So the butterflies and the hearts is just being authentic. It's almost like that imagination, right? Like you're outside right now. So we're reading a story, maybe it just gives you that feel of being outside of those school walls, just to give you a softer approach to life. So these are just key themes, key terms that they should know, as those are classic themes that you should know. What is a theme, right? What is characterization? These things are literature. Without these, I don't exist, right, as a teacher. So those terms are essential for assessing and analyzing literature. So that's what those pieces are. And a lot of these pieces too are just reminders and artifacts from our group works. We'll do gallery walks and things like that. We'll do stations, so all these things will be at tables, but as we're done with those assignments, they'll make their way archived into our wall. And if you missed a day, that stuff is here. You take a picture on your phone, I can upload it into Instagram. So those type of things are really fun. One thing that they're always doing is asking, what is my grade? And what time do we get out of class? So it's as we think about those things, focus on what really matters, right? Time is of the essence, and time is, instead of just asking about your grade, show me why you should have a good grade right now by focusing on what we're doing right now.
Hi, I'm Principal Lisa Nash, and you are watching FCS TV.
With the Fulton County Schools mobile app, your school district comes alive at the touch of a button. It allows you to easily connect to the Learning and Parent portal or navigate through current news and events. You can easily check out the latest updates with social media and quickly retrieve contact information for schools. You can also view a comprehensive calendar of events, get lunch schedules for your school, connect with the superintendent, and more. It's your school district available at your fingertips.
A good teacher is a professional learner. That's what that means to me. And what I mean by a professional learner is someone who is able to continue to take criticism, who is able to learn from their students, and who's able to be adaptive to a lot of the changes that are happening. For instance, we're going into personalized learning, right? So now we have to shift from this paper to this electronic world, right? And it's a very fast, evolving world that we're jumping into. And just being able to always take criticism. Someone's gonna come and observe you. Someone's gonna say that you didn't do something so great, or maybe you did something amazing. But just being open to the criticism and always being able to be open to doing better. Because that's what it's all about, just that constant growing. You're a professional learner as a teacher. So just being open to learning more is what's most important. To be a good teacher is building relationships with my students. I think that's probably one of the most important things, asking them how their day is going, right? That simple question, hey, how's it going? If they say good, no, I'm not talking about that. I mean, how's it really going? Are you okay? How's your mom? How's your family? How are your grades in your other classes? Are you doing okay? Those questions almost kind of impact the students. They're like, wait, hold up, she really cares? Yes, I care. I care about you and I'm here for you. So just that genuine conversation of building relationships with students, because they will be your allies. They will let you know what's going on in other classrooms. Hey, this teacher is really mean and she never lets us go to the bathroom after 30 minutes even. Can you let me go to the bathroom? Sure, I can. I can work it out. You know, they're just having these authentic conversations about what they need in order to be accommodated and be the best that they can be. My teaching style is a combination of things. I'm not like a dictator. I'm more of a model, or like a model. So I'll model what I expect from them, and I also want them to do the same in turn. So not just do as I say, but do as I do. And not only that, just again, being very student-centered. It's about you, right? I'm here to engage you. What did you learn? What did you take away from it? Are you sure? I'm not sure about that idea. You know, just asking those probing questions. So being student-centered, modeling all the behaviors that I expect is really what and how I run my classroom. I think my teaching style is effective based on feedback. The kids won't leave me alone, right? They're always coming by just to see how Miss Ojo is doing, or to just tell me that this is a safe space for them. I think that was probably just earlier this year. I had the kids for only 2 weeks, and a student came and said, Miss Ojo, this is my safe space. And I literally was about to like cry, because it's just beautiful to be able to have that type of relationship. Yes, I want you to be free with me. I want you to tell me the truth. Not that I might hold the secret for you, but I'm gonna help you get to where you best need to go or be. But just being authentic and having that partnership is important.
I'm Vihel Mashenker. I'm in 8th grade at Elkins Point Middle School, and you're watching FCS TV.
Founded in 1871, the Fulton County school system is one of the oldest and largest school districts in Georgia. With a focus on student achievement and a commitment to continual improvement, Fulton has earned a reputation as a premier school system.
We teach over 30 pathways, which consist of about 180 courses in career technical education. And that's everything from agriculture science to law and justice to engineering.
This is a generation of tech-savvy students, and we are providing them with the tools that they need to personalize their learning, and we're providing those tools for our teachers as they strengthen their teaching practices in order to really personalize learning and meet each and every kid where they are.
The district is led by Superintendent Dr. Jeff Rose, who is responsible for the leadership, administration, and management of approximately 96,000 students.
So your job is to be a visionary for each and every student that you come into contact with. It's very difficult because sometimes you don't want to be a visionary. You want to dwell in reality. Well, our kids need more than that. So as we sometimes get dragged into reality, I ask you to be a visionary and focus on your relationships with kids.
Fulton is also one of the largest charter systems in Georgia. With an effective Board of Education and strong leadership across the district, Fulton continues to achieve. 224 teachers in Fulton have achieved National Board certification since 2001. This represents almost 9% of all National Board certified teachers in Georgia. Fulton's SAT scores continue to exceed the state and national average. with schools ranking among the highest scoring schools in Georgia. According to the College Board, Fulton has more schools with high SAT performance than any other district in Georgia. The Fulton County school system is one of the most unique school systems in the nation, providing rigorous academic programs that foster student achievement for all students.
The best part of my job, this is hard. The best part of my job is the students. The students, they keep me going, right? There's times where I'm just like, I'm tired, right? I'm tired today. But they'll be like, it's all right, Miss Ojo, we will make sure we're quiet. We will do what we have to do. So once you get the students, once they know that you're there for them, they will be on your side. And it's remarkable because a lot of the attention or the love that I get from students is completely unintentional. I don't even, how do you even know me? I'm not your teacher, right? But they're just, I heard about you, Miss Ojo, you're a really good teacher, you're really cool. And it's like, oh my God, thank you. But I don't try, I'm here for you guys, right? I'm here till 8 o'clock doing lesson plans. I'm here putting together your bulletin board so you can really appreciate why, or the work that you've done so it can be displayed properly. But I guess through those authentic actions, I received the love in return. So it's a beautiful relationship. In order to have a successful classroom, you have to kind of have this with-itness. You have to know that your students are not interested or they're not engaged, they're going to sleep, they'd rather not be here. Even if you have that culture where they respect you and they're up and then they're in their slant, they're still not interested. They're just doing it to appease you, and you want to get them to the point of them appeasing themselves. That self-advocacy again. So just being able to gauge your relationship with students is really important for student success. The way I manage my class to ensure that my students are engaged is literally engaging with them, right? Making sure that everything that I have up is maybe a funny gift for them to giggle and laugh at. What does that mean to you? How is that relative, right? Starting off with things that are relative to them, and then maybe getting into the crux of the matter that might be a little boring, but it's essential for you to learn. And being able to collaborate that relativeness with the historical context to build something with. So really just making sure I know where they're at, topics that they're interested in. There's times, especially even during our election, that they wanted to kind of rear off the topic of theme and talk about Gary Johnson. Like, oh, do you know who Gary Johnson is? It's another politician running for president. It's like, oh, is he? Let's learn about him. And we watched a couple of YouTube videos, we discussed it, and we were more aware about what was going on in our politics. So it was really nice to just be able to have that with-itness with them, engage them. And the next class, we actually had a full lesson on Gary Johnson and all the other politicians of the electoral race. So it was really nice to have that with-itness and just being able to really engage with your students to know what they want. And that's where education is. That's the heart of it.
Hi, I'm Soraya Manovich, and I go to River East Elementary, and you guys are watching FCS TV.
With the Fulton County Schools mobile app, your school district comes alive at the touch of a button. It allows you to easily connect to the Learning and Parent portal or navigate through current news and events. You can easily check out the latest updates with social media and quickly retrieve contact information for schools. You can also view a comprehensive calendar of events, get lunch schedules for your school, connect with the superintendent, and more. It's your school district available at your fingertips.
Personalized learning is a serious initiative that I've taken on this year. I am the school lead for our Vanguard, for Fulton County's Vanguard team at Banneker High School. So I've gone to a couple of conferences, just been doing even one-on-one tutorials on my own to get down with this OneNote and Sway and Nearpod and just be really into it as we do our full rollout. So there's a small cohort of teachers that will have devices starting in January. So my class will be one of the selected cohorts to experiment with that. So I really want to optimize this time to make sure that my students explore all different types of apps and just really gauge them. What are the pros, what are the cons? How do you like it? Do you hate it? What, right? So just getting that genuine feedback is important, just so we can really use and optimize as we do a full school year rollout in the school year 2017 to 18. Fulton County has been really open to me. I feel like I'm a part of Fulton County as a whole. I visited the main office a couple times. It's been great. I've always felt welcomed, and I feel like I can reach out to anybody if I have any problems. So outside of Banneker, which is great within itself too, as far as support and anything that I need, I always can feel like I can just walk down to the office and say, hey, I need something. And someone will help me. Or I can just make that quick phone call to the help desk and someone's gonna answer my questions. So I just feel very supported through the county and through the school.